know, a lot of long counts on Friday. Pushed that one a little bit longer than normal. I
Yeah.
did a doubleheader out in Mountain St. Mary's yesterday, and they were swinging every pitch. It felt like
Oh, good.
it was boom, boom, boom. I looked at the stats. I'm like, okay, I can tell these are going to be quicker than the Big East level, and they were quick. They were real
That's
quick.
good.
Yeah, they were flying.
Yeah, the pitchers were throwing strikes. The umps had a
Healthy zone.
fair
Yeah.
strike zone,
Okay.
and in low scoring. So we lost the pitch.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Art. Sorry.
Some tape.
Do you have a little bit? If you got, I'll thank you. Thank you. Should have brought some. Didn't even realize it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
No. Are you doing the next series?
I'm not. No. See, I know what. There's two more at home, I think. Or no, it's one more. No, wait. One conference. I think there's two more at home though.
No, I'm shooting one of them, but I'm
I think I have one more game left, I believe. Let's check and see.
May 3rd, Friday, May 3rd
The rubber game on a cloudy, cool day in Northern Virginia as the Georgetown Hoyas aim for their third win in their past 4 games and a series victory. Their first conference series victory of the year. It would be against the St. John's Red Storm if they can pull it out today. Great to have you with us from the Washington Nationals Youth Baseball Academy. I'm Brian Pierce. The series tied at 1 apiece. In Game 1, Gabby Parr delivered a walk-off single. Park drove in Abby Kozo in the bottom of the 7th after St. John's tied the game at the top of the inning. And in Game 2, St. John's scored 2 runs in the 4th inning to break open the scoring and win 3-1. On the mound today for Georgetown to try to pick up the series victory is Avery Wismar. She has been great over the past couple of starts, including a fantastic 6 2/3 innings pitch in the Butler series. She was spectacular that outing. And then she was also great as well in the first game, pitching 3 innings against Butler without allowing a run in either appearance. She goes up against a tough order for the St. John Red Storm, top 4 in the conference in runs this year. And London Gerard, as we go down the order, leads off and plays short. Cassidy Stouffer bats second and plays second. Anna Serafinko will pitch again. She pitched Game 1, now pitching Game 3, batting third. Melanie Santos bats cleanup and plays first. Amy Mala bats 5th and plays third. Katie Whitaker is a catcher, bats 6th. Natalie Costo bats 7th and in right. Cindy Totarski plays center and bats 8th. And Maeve Mara bats 9th and is in left as we're ready to go. Game 3. See who can pull off this conference series. St. John's won yesterday. Georgetown won Game 1 as the first throw from Wismar is fouled off by London Gerard. She has been as good as advertised. Homers in both games. Knocked one over the fence in the 3rd inning of Game 1 and in the 6th inning of Game 2. We'll go around the horn in just a moment for the Hoyas. Wismar. The 0-1 is high. Avery Wismar 2-3. She has given up 39 earned runs, a 6.45 ERA, but really good over her past couple of outings. Has come on in an impressive way as the season has progressed. It's a 1-1 count. Soft liner into shallow left. That's a leadoff single for London Gerard. She stays hot. And there is 1 on with nobody out in the top of the 1st inning. Wismar pitching, Pardini behind home plate. Wincher at first, Rebhan at second, Levitt at short, Strip Matter at third, Kozo in left, Turner in center, and Park in right. Kozo and Park have been the 2 stars at the plate for the Hoyas. Gerard Tripp going over first base. She's walking up the first base line to maybe stretch out. Now the coaching and training staff comes out just to make sure she's okay. London Gerard has just been sizzling in this series. Batting .336, leads the team in homers, doubles, triples, RBI, first in the conference in runs driven in, as well as total bases. Both really impressive totals. She's stretching out. Looks like that right foot may have tripped over the first base bag, trying to round first and making sure the ankle's okay. I think a lot of us can relate to that feeling of rolling the ankle, just stepping wrong. So easy to do. While we have a moment, let's go over the starting lineup for the Hoyas. We mentioned their defensive setup. Let's give you the 1 through 9 as they support Wismar today. So you'll hold off on that. We'll get that in the bottom of the 1st. It looks like, thankfully, Gerard is good to go. And we're set to continue as Stouffer digs in. Batting just a hair under 300 with a runner on and nobody out. Wismar, who's pitched 2 really good games in a row, both against Butler. 1 in relief, 1 as a starter, delivers outside for a ball. Neither team scored in the first 2 innings of both games 1 and 2 of this series. Gerard hit moments ago, just the 9th this series, as Stouffer puts a charge into it to left. Moving over towards the line and pulling it in is Kozo. Maybe off the inside part of the bat. High fly out for Stouffer. There's 1 down. And that brings up the number 3 hitter and pitcher, Serafinko. Dangerous hitter up with a runner on and one out. You don't want to fall down or fall behind to St. John's, as Georgetown aims for their first conference series win of the season after winning Game 1 and dropping Game 2. Serafinko takes low for a ball. We'll talk about Serafinko's pitching numbers when she takes the circle. A dual threat, such a talented hitter. Quiet in Game 1. Batting .244, but a lot of pop. 3 home runs as she corks one foul. Driven in 10. She's 1 for 6 in 2 games. Has been held in check by this pitching from Georgetown. And the toss from Wismer is driven this time to right. It's deep, it's back, and it's gone. Over the scoreboard, and quickly it's 2-0 St. John's. The 4th home run of the year for Serafinko. Rough start for Wismar, who's been really good these past couple weeks. The Red Storm, 4th in the conference in runs. They entered in this series 2nd. And Georgetown had held them to just 8 hits, 2 in this inning, and Serafinko sends one over the fence. And there is a pitcher warming up in the pen for Georgetown. 2-0. Hoyas find themselves down in the hole early. Swinging a pop-up in foul territory. Strip matter over near the dugout of St. John's to make the play. I think the scouting report today, or at least the strategy for St. John's, was swing early, swing often, as they try to be aggressive on Wismer, who's he's got good control, doesn't walk a lot of players. Oh, 1 count. See if Avery can get back on track here. 2 quick outs, and it's now 1-1 after giving out the home run. Wismer pitched 3 scoreless innings against Butler. Prior to that, did not give up a run, and 2 scoreless against George Mason. Did give up 4 against Butler in that 2nd game. I may misspoke earlier, but she did pitch 5 straight scoreless between Butler and George Mason, and tagged for 2 runs in the top of the 1st inning. High fly ball to shallow center, racing in, just into the green turf is Turner to make the catch. 2 come across on a 2-run homer by the powerful cleanup hitter Anna Serafinko. We head to the bottom of the 1st, 2-0 St. John's. See, the Hoyas can respond down 2-0, bottom first. Plenty of time to make a comeback as Serafinko's first toss is a strike to the leadoff hitter. Claire Turner batting from the right side, righty versus lefty matchup. Swings and misses, and it's 0-2. Turner 1 for 4, but 4 walks in this series. Showing a good eye at the plate, getting on base. Hoping to get the Hoyas off to a good start after trailing 2-0. Serafinko pitched on Friday, 6 1/3 innings tossed, 2 earned runs, and 9 strikeouts. The lefty from Chino Hills, California, an ERA under 3 this season. And the 1-2 is bounced on the left side, scooped up in front of the bag by Mala, and they're to say it is a foul ball. From my angle, I thought that was actually fair. Mala, I think, for a second thought it was as well. It 1-2. Claire Turner, one of the best run scorers in the conference top 10. You like to see that for your leadoff hitter as she watches the 1-2 sail away. Here comes a 2-2 from Serafinko. She's back in the circle. Bounce left side, again foul. Good battle to start from Claire Turner. What you're hoping for if you are Coach Pat Conlon when you back Claire at the leadoff spot, make the opposing pitcher work, give the dugout a chance to see what she's got today. And the 2-2 once again. Turner stays alive. That is what pitch number 7 in this sequence. Turner, Strip Matter, Campos, Levitt, Kozo, Wincher, Park, Pardini, Repan is the 1 through 9 for Georgetown. Good start here for Turner. Gets a piece. Pitch number 9 coming up. Serafinko, a 2-run homer, the third batter in the top of the first inning, was the first time either of these teams scored in the first 2 innings this series, to give St. John's a rare early lead as Turner lobs it into right for a base hit. What a good at-bat from Claire Turner. 9 pitches, and she rips it to right to lead off the bottom of the first. That's exactly what you want from your leadoff hitter. And now Strip Matter tries to keep the momentum going. Taking the first pitch high, the freshman from Scottsdale, Arizona, 2 for 3, reaching base 4 times in Game 1. Was off yesterday, going 0 for 3. Has solidified as a regular starter on the team, not just now, but years to come likely, as she lines it right side out of play. Top 10 of the conference in doubles. So she shows that pop. Does have 1 home run. Let's see if she can find a gapper right here. The 1-1 count. Actually bunting, bounces up and hits the bat twice. And now 1-2. Turner has stolen 11 bases, caught stealing 3 times. Doubt she'll be running. On a 1-2 count with nobody out. Here's the throw, and it's low. A 3-step lead by Turner, and she walks back to the first base bag. Another long at bat, well 0 for 10 pitches from Strip Matter, still no outs. And remember, she pitched on Friday. And here's a 2-2. It's popped up right foul territory and caught just in front of the first base bag for the first out of the inning. Santos may have caught that in fair territory. And there's one away. Let's see if Campos can get going. The team's best power hitter, a rare rough series, 1 for 7. Takes a big cut at the first pitch from Serafinko. She's due for a big game. leads the Big East in slugging percentage. With Turner at first, the fastball's away. Hoyas don't want to waste a leadoff hitter. Getting on base, Claire Turner, 9-pitch at bat, single to right. And now with 1 out, she's on first. Serafinko's 1-1 is sliced to the left side and will get out of play. 1-2. See if Santos or Campos can maybe find some space in the outfield. Pitch is low, runner is going, and Turner swipes second base. Well done by Turner, steal number 12 in 16 attempts. Now there's some confusion. I'm not sure why Campos is running over to first base, as I think that's who it is. Turner swiped the bag. I thought the pitch was a ball, I thought, but I guess not. They're going to say she went on the swing, and I think Coach Conlon was asking for an explanation. I believe while Turner was going for this steal, there was an appeal to the third base umpire, and he said that Campos swung. I couldn't tell from this angle. I mean, we have the straight-on shot, tough to see. Didn't appear like she swung, but we don't have the best view of it. So 2 outs, runner at second. Tough break there for Georgetown. And Levitt steps up. So Campos is called out on strikes. Now 1 for 8 in the series. And it's 1-1 to the cleanup hitter. Runner in scoring position for Levitt. Let's see if she can cut this deficit in half. The 1-1 toss, cut at and missed. Macy Levitt, the grad player from San Mateo, California, had her 2-game hitting streak snapped on Friday. The Cornell transfer trying to give, or at least put Georgetown on the board, down 1-2. Or down 1-2 in the count. And she cannot. A changeup is cut at and missed for strike 3. Turner leads off with a single, does not come around. We've played 1. It's St. John's 2 and Georgetown 0. Six, 7, and 8 due up for St. John's in the top of the second. They lead 2-0 after a 2-run homer from Anna Serafinko, her 4th this year. Wismar back out on the hill. Throwing a lot of strikes in that first inning. First toss is away. Whitaker's been held in check this series. As she misses on the big cut, and it is 1-1. 9 hits, 5 of them for extra bases. Hadn't played in the month of April until this series against Georgetown. As the pitch has good movement but stays outside for a ball. Wismar trying to respond after a challenging first inning. See if she can put up a 0 on the scoreboard and hold it as a 2-0 game. A little bit inside, now 3-1. Wismar had a good series against Butler. Got the start today. Hoyas trying to win their first conference series of the season. They took game 1 on Friday, close loss yesterday in game 2. Now a full count to Whitaker. Nice change up there from Wismar. That's a good pitch from her. Avery from Brentwood, Tennessee, the junior. Rocks and fires on the payoff pitch to start the second, and it's strike 3. Wismar strikes out Whitaker, and there's 1 down. The first strikeout today for Wismar. And now Casto at the plate for St. John's. Casto getting the start after the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Wismar catching the inside part of the plate. The 7, 8, and 9 hitters for St. John's over the first couple of games were 0 for 15. So Coach Michelle DiPolo makes the change and brings in Casto in that 7 spot. She bounces it foul, and it's 0-2. A 2-run homer by Strip Matter in the first. Wismar has calmed down, knocked out the leadoff batter with a strikeout, and now has the second hitter in the inning down 0-2. Soft liner to the left side. 1 hop by the shortstop. Throw to first. Well played by Levitt, and there's 2 outs. Not an easy play. Was one of those in-betweeners. Levitt took it off the 1 hop and threw a dart over to first. Tatarski is up for St. John's. Oh for 3 in the first 2 games. What a consistent player. Has started 91 games, all of them of her collegiate career. Just a sophomore from Cooper City, Florida. Always nice when you're a coach and you have a player like that. You can basically not just pencil in, take out the permanent marker, and write her in for each game. Very reliable. And corks that one to left field. Got all. Sydney Tatarski, her second homer, turns on an inside pitch, and it's 3-0 St. John's. The St. John's offense just 8 hits in the first 2 games. They had fallen from 2nd in the conference in runs to 5th. We're reminded why they're so good, though. A lot of power in this lineup. In the bottom 3, we mentioned it had been 0 for 15, but that is some rare pop from the bottom of the order. But when St. John's gets it, they are so dangerous with the talent they have near the top. Now Maithmar is up. Had a couple strikeouts yesterday, and it's down 0-1 in the count. Not a bad pitch from Wismar. Caught the inside corner. Credit Tatarski. She saw it coming. The 0-1 just outside. And 1-1. Only a 3-run game. And the bats have been good for Georgetown over the past couple of games. Been getting on base. They've out-hit St. John's this series. Red Storm have been better at generating power, than a little bit better with runners in scoring position. Now 1-2. Mare, 385 on base percentage, does generate a lot of walks, but struggles when down in the count. And it's called strike 3 on the inside corner. Wismore strikes out 2 in the inning, does give up a solo home run to Tartarsky. We've played 1.5. St. John's up 3-0. Georgetown finds themselves down 3-0 in the bottom of the second. 5, 6, and 7 due up in the inning. Abby Kozo will lead off. The lefty takes just a little bit low from Serafinko. What a good series for Kozo. She's reached base 3 times, scored the game-winning run on Friday, and scored the only run yesterday for Georgetown. Count is even at 1-1. Kozo has been coming on over the past couple weeks with 5 for 7 in the final 2 games of the Butler series, including an RBI and 2 runs scored in that Game 3, which Georgetown won. The 1-1 from Serafinko is off the end of the bat, towards left and played by Mara. So 1 away in the bottom of the second, and that brings up Wincher. The grad from Houston, Texas, having a nice series. 3 for 5 with a walk. Notched her 6th multi-hit game this season. Serafinko takes something off and misses just outside. Wincher trying to create a spark. Down 3-0, plenty of time, but you don't want to wait a long time to chip away at this disadvantage as Serafinko gets better as the game goes on, as we saw on Friday. Now 1-1, the fastball catching the outside corner. Off the inside part of the bat, foul. Georgetown making a lot of contact, not putting a lot of barrels on balls right now. We've seen a handful off the outer part of the bat. That one off the handle of Wincher. Maybe timing a little bit off at this point. Serafinko's 1-2. Didn't get a good grip on it. St. John's trying to keep pace with a crowded 2nd through 5th in the Big East. UConn, Creighton, Seton Hall, and St. John's separated by just a game and a half. Bouncer back up the middle, and that's through for Wincher. Now 4 for 6 in this series. Swinging a nice bat. And there's 1 on with 1 out as we work towards the bottom of the order. And maybe the most confident hitter on the team right now is up Gabby Park. She delivered in a mammoth way on Friday, a walk-off single in the bottom of the 7th. Up 1-0 in the count. Park enters today with a 5-game hitting streak. Also had that diving catch in right in Game 1. With Wincher at first, infield in at the corners, and it's 1-1. Gerard and Stouffer have a fun little routine after strikes called. They'll run over and tap gloves at second base when there's a runner on. The 1-1 is outside. I guess they do it when it's a ball as well. 2-1. Winter has not stolen a base this season, as Park is ahead of the count 2-1. Serafinko's pitch on the outside corner. Just able to touch the black, and it's 2-2. Let's see if the Franklin Lakes native can get a couple on and bring up the tying run. Not going to be there. It's a changeup on the outside corner. That's a good pitch from Serafinko. Maybe her best yet, and there's 2 down. That is the 3rd strikeout for Serafinko. She notched 9 on Friday. And now Pardini is up. 4 freshmen in the starting lineup for Georgetown. Pardini from Petaluma, California. Only 2 plate appearances in the series. Slices that one foul. 1-1 with 2 outs and a 3-0 deficit. Serafinko, a 2-run homer at the plate in the first, and she's been good in the circle with 3 strikeouts. Off the end of the bat again, out of play. Rolling on to the neighboring Little League Baseball diamond here at the Washington Nationals Youth Baseball Academy. The 1-2 from Serafinko. Hard ground ball left side. Gobbled up at third by Mala. Her laser to first is in time. And the Hoyas are retired in the second. We head to the third. It's 3-0 St. John's. Red Storm lead 3-0, top of the third. 3 runs on 3 hits and no errors. No runs on 2 hits and no errors for Georgetown. And Avery Wismer, who tried to figure out the leadoff batter in this inning, London Gerard, a homer in each of the first 2 games. And she led off this game with a single. On Friday, she homered in the 3rd inning. Hopefully not repeating that here. 1-0 count. Wismar has given up 2 long balls today. Delivers the changeup on the outside corner for a strike. We've seen home plate umpire Will Yao be agreeable with that pitch so far this afternoon. And 1-1. Let's see what Wismar dials up here. Goes with a fastball on the outside corner. They appeal down to third and is a strike. Kirk Ron says Gerard went around and it's 1-2. Wismar seeking her third strikeout today. Here's a 1-2. Bounce to the right. Played on a pair of hops at first by Wincher, and there's one down. A nice 3 unassisted by Cameron Wincher, who singled in the second. And now Stouffer is up. With Serafinko, who homered back in the first, on deck, you want to try to keep Stouffer off the base pass. Stouffer swinging again on the first pitch. She flew out to left in the first, this time to Park and right, and there's 2 outs in the top of the third. Okay, here's Anna Serafinko. An absolute blast to right field her first time up over the scoreboard into the parking lot. Odds are it's one of the longer home runs we've seen this year at the Washington Nationals Youth Baseball Academy. Let's see what Wismar does this time. Off the end of the bat, out of play. Serafinko, 4 homers. One of those rare dual-threat pitcher hitters that's really good at both. Big East Pitcher of the Week on April 8th, and in that same week she hit a grand slam against DePaul. Off the end of the bat to shallow left center, and it's going to drop. Serafinko is 2 for 2. So Serafinko clobbered a homer in the first inning, a blooper into right center. Or left center for a single in the third. Both are hits. This one a little bit less effective. Now Stouffer is up with 2 outs. Santos is up. She was retired in her first plate appearance. 0 for 1. And takes the first throw from Wismar just a little bit low. Grounded out to third. Serafinko doesn't steal a lot of bags over at first base. Not a huge threat to run. Has not stolen a base this season. The pitch is outside. Pardini looked over at first, but no throw. No runs were scored in the first 2 innings in games 1 and 2, 3 today by St. John's. Now the first 3-0 count from Wismar. Mala on deck. Santos batting .218, Mala .207. Neither are big run producers. See if Wismar attacks. Check swing, grounder to the right side. Easy play for Wincher. And the side is retired. 1 hit, no runs. We have played 2.5. It's 3-0 St. John's over Georgetown. Nine, 1, and 2 due up for Georgetown, bottom third. Let's see if Brooke Rebhead can get the party started. Against Serafinko. Big cut and delivers it foul to the right side. Brooke has been in a cold stretch, 1 for her last 14. Maybe she can break out on this chilly day, 50 degrees, overcast skies. Showing bunt, lays it down up the first base line, gloved and delivered to first by the first baseman Santos, Stouffer covering, and there's one out. Lineup turns over. Here's Claire Turner, who started the bottom of the first with a lengthy 9-pitch plate appearance before socking it to right. One of 2 hits the first time through the order for Georgetown as the fastball stays high from Serafinko. A Turner can work another good at bat, get on base, and we can chip away at this 3-0 deficit. Infield in on the 1-0, the changeup down the middle for a strike. With the hit in the first inning, Turner's batting average nudges up over 300 at 301. Takes the 1-1 just a little bit low. That OBP, that on-base percentage, 402, and OPS at 839. All that saying she gets on base and can hit with power. Speaking of power, there's a fastball at the knees. Probably the fastest so far from Serafinko, and it's 2-2. Turner in another good battle. Let's see if she can win for the second time today. The 2-2 toss from Serafinko is cut out and missed for strike 3. So Strip Matter is up with 2 away, and the freshman will try to start a 2-out rally. One of 4 freshmen in the lineup for Coach Pat Conlon in her 17th season on the Hilltop. About to wrap up her 27th year coaching in a few weeks as Strip Matter takes a high strike. Georgetown, a handful of home games, but a tough schedule to close out the year. A road series against Providence, that's a big game maybe for standings purposes. And a home series against first place UConn to close out the year. 1-1 with 2 outs, bottom third, 3-0. St. John's has been the Serafinko show. 2-run homer in the top of the first, and she has held the Hoyas scoreless through 2 2/3. Strip Matter tries to change that on this 1-1. Line drive back up the middle for a base hit. And now Campos can turn this around real quickly. The super sophomore from Tucson entered today with the best slugging percentage in the conference. A ton of power, and one swing can make this really interesting. Hanging changeup at the top of the zone for a strike. Infield in at third, parallel to second, and then back in the outfield. The 0-1, it's away to Campos, and it's 1-1. One of just 6 hitters in the conference to have 10 home runs. Faces a 1-1 from Strip Matter and swings and misses. Lefty-lefty matchups are tough. Campos just 1 for 8 in this series. Had 3 strikeouts against Strip Matter in Game 1. The 1-2 is cut out and missed for strike 3. Each inning, a hit for Georgetown. They've not been able to put anybody across yet, though. We head to the 4th. It's 3-0 St. John's. 5, 6, and 7 coming up for St. John's. They attempt to build on their 3-0 lead at the top of the fourth inning against Avery Wismar, who pitched a scoreless top of the third. Only a couple mistakes today for Wismar. Caught too much of the plate on a pitch to strip matter in the first inning. And then an inside fastball turned on by Totarski in the third for a home run. Here's Mala. The first pitch to her is turned on to left, and it will stay fair. As Mala rounds first and stops at second, a leadoff double just inside the line. Amy Mala, she delivered the big blow in Game 2 of this series with a 2 RBI single and now a double to start the top of the fourth. Runner in scoring position for Whitaker, who has a fair amount of pop in her bat. Infield deep up the middle. And the first throw is on the outside corner for Wismar. Once again, a little bit of action in the pen for Georgetown. Runner in scoring position as Wismar's changeup is attempted at. And it's 0-2. Nice throw there from Wismar. Took something off. Let's see what she does with an 0-2 count. Whitaker struck out in the second. Off the end of the bat, foul. St. John's trying to make things tough on Georgetown. Hoyas gunning for their first conference win of the season. Conference series win, I should say, as they won on Friday, dropped yesterday 3-1. Reds storm up 3-0. A gapper could make this tough. The 0-2 is away. Whitaker does have 7 runs driven in. Shooting for number 8. Wismar's 1-2. Hard hit ball to the dugout as it bounces off the fence. Wismar went inside, then outside. That last pitch way in on the hands of Whitaker. Feels like St. John's is looking for the pitch in right now. That's where they've done their damage. That one at the knees and nubbed foul. A 6-pitch at bat for Whitaker. Mala at second after a leadoff double. 3 runs on 5 hits and no errors for St. John's. 0-3-0 is the line for Georgetown. Here's Wismar. The big 1-2 is hit high to left, turning foul. Whitaker out in front of the changeup. Again, it's that inside pitch that St. John's looking to turn to left. And again, the 1-2 from Wismar underway. And it's foul at home plate. Mala at second, 2 stolen bases this year. Not going to steal third, most likely, but a reflection of just her speed and her ability to get around the base pass. Does have some speed. Hasn't been on base a lot. A quick check of Whitaker at home plate after she fouled it off her thigh. She seems to be okay, taking an extra second. Still a 1-2 count. Maybe the longest at bat we've seen today. See if Wismar tries to get her to go outside the zone. She did. And Whitaker not biting. It's 2-2. Change up, missed for strike 3. Wismar pulled the string. That is her 3rd strikeout. And there's 1 down, runner at second. So there's 1 out. Now she goes to work on Casto. Natalie Casto's last hit came about a month ago against Wagner. She's seen on and off playing time. Hard ground ball, her first out. Her first time up. And it's 1-0. Two-run homer in the top of the first inning for Anna Serafinko. Tortarski, who's on deck, hit a solo home run in the third. Ball to center. Over to her left, unable to make the play. And stopping at third is the base runner. Moving up to second is Costco. So Castro reaches second on the double. Mala stopped at third. Well played and left by Kozo to keep the runner from coming across. Now there's one out with two in scoring position. And Totarski, who hit a solo home run her first time up, steps in from the right side. So Casto at third, Whitaker is at second. Totarski fouls it off to the right. Wismar does have a base open. A walk wouldn't be the end of the world. The number 9 hitter's on deck. Totarski, a quick chat with Coach Michelle DiPolo in her first season with the Red Storm. Previously coached at Army, Tennessee Tech. Between those two programs, she had a 341 and 277 record across 12 seasons. Pretty impressive. Some Patriot League, OVC experience. And now at a power conference in the Big East. The 0-1 with one out and two in scoring position from Wismar. Here comes a Totarski as she takes on the outside corner for a strike. What do you do here if you're Wismar? You have a couple balls to work with an 0-2 count. Goes low and away. Nice stop behind home plate by Pardini. So Wismar goes away, hunting for her fourth strikeout. See if she comes back inside. That's where Totarski took a pitch over the left field fencer last time up. Bounces it left side, grabbed at third, throw to home, base runners in a pickle, throw back to third, she's safe, and now retreating over to second is Whitaker. Smart base running by Mala. And then credit to Whitaker for racing back over to second. Or correct myself real quick, Casto got back to second. Totarski safe at first. And now the bases are loaded for Mara. As Totarski reaches on a fielder's choice, Mara lines it foul. So Totarski at first. And Casto at second, Mala at third. And Mara at the plate. Infield is in, and Mara is down 2 strikes. Wismar's done a good job getting ahead. Once again, it's 0-2. It's been finishing off the opposing hitter. That's been the challenge. Ground ball down the third base line, but foul. Still 0-2. And a couple perfectly placed swings from St. John's today. And they have targeted the left side of the field. We haven't seen Wismar go up with a fastball in a while. Maybe she does that here. The 0-2. It's away. And 1-2. Georgetown trying to keep it close. Down 3-0 right now. Still only in the fourth. You have time. Things really become a challenge if it becomes a 4, 5, 6-run disadvantage. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. There's the high fastball from Wismar. And 2 outs. So after all this, if Wismar can retire the leadoff hitter, Gerard, she gets out of the inning without giving up a run, but that's easier said than done. Gerard, home runs in each of the first 2 games. She singled in the first and grounded out to first in the third. Huge turning point here as Wismar's first pitch is away. If Georgetown gets out of it without allowing a run, that's a big confidence booster. Maybe you can build on that in the fourth, but Gerard can make things a challenge with 1 swing. The 1-0 is grounded to the right and foul. Couple pitches outside. Let's see what Wismar comes back with. Down 3-0, bases loaded, 2 outs. One of the conference's better hitters is at the plate. And she swings and misses. At the high heat, it's 1-2. Once again, Whitaker just 1 strikeout away, or 1 strike away from the strikeout. She has 4 Ks already this afternoon. Number 5 would be huge. The 1-2. And a little bit high. Right idea from Wismar, just missed. 2-2. Gerard, a couple extra seconds, takes a practice cut, and now is set. Outfield deep, infield back up the middle. The 2-2. Popped up, shallow right, or left rather, coming in, making the catch is Kozo, and this side is retired. Wismar loads the bases with 1 out, but escapes without allowing a run. To the bottom of the fourth we go. It is 3-0 St. John's. Middle of the order up for Georgetown. Levitt, Kozo, and Wincher. 4, 5, and 6 as they try to build off a good finish to the top of the fourth inning. Bases loaded, 2 out. And Wismar's able to escape without allowing a run. Let's see what the middle of the order can do against Serafinko. And it's been really good today. No runs allowed through 3 innings. Only 3 hits, 1 per inning. Levitt to start as she lines the first pitch to the outfield, but foul as it twists out of play. Levitt takes the second pitch high. Went 0 for 6 in the first 2 games and struck out in her first plate appearance. Transferred from Cornell before playing with Georgetown. One of 2 transfers new to the team this year. Slow grounder up the middle. The shortstop Gerard, quick throw to first just in time to retire Levitt. And there's 1 out. Talk about Gerard's hitting ability. She's been pretty good in the field this year. Top 5 in conference in fielding percentage. Also one of the leaders in assists. One away in the bottom of the 4th. And it brings up one of the MVPs of the series, Abby Koso. Flew out to left her first time up. Scored the game-winning run on Friday. 5 for 7 over the first 2 games. Takes the first throw on the inside corner from Sarah Finko. The New Jersey freshman batting just under .350. What a year she has had. And the 0-1 is bounced up the first base line. It stays fair, and Kozo beats it out, and now they're going to say foul ball. Rolled foul just at the last second. Now 0-2 to Kozo as she digs back in. They move that about 2 inches to the left, and she's on first base. Sarah Finko's 0-2 is low. 3 1/3 innings pitch from Sarah Finko, giving up 3 hits, 5 strikeouts. And now the 1-2 coming up against Kozo. Lefty versus lefty. It's away, 2-2. Wincher's on deck. She singled her first time up. Couple hits and you're feeling pretty good if you're Georgetown. Just down 3 runs. Could have been much worse as Kozo stays alive. Campos, Kozo, and Park all batting over 300. Turner just a hair below at 298. Hoya's 8th in the conference in runs scored, but do have a handful of players who can do damage. And it's now 3-2. Wincher's one of those players with good pop. She's on deck. Kozo, ground ball, scooped up on 1 hop, and Santos touches the bag for the first out. So 2 away, and now Wincher is up. Wincher singled in her first plate appearance. Takes the first pitch down the middle for a strike. Wincher trying to start a 2-out rally. Gabby Park, one of the team's hottest hitters, is on deck. Now 1-1, fastball missing from Sarah Finko. The rubber match, Hoyas won on Friday, a walk-off single by Park, and a 3-1 victory yesterday for St. John's. The 1-1 is just a little bit low. I thought it felt like home plate umpire Will Yao was going to pull the trigger there. He did not. And it's 2-1. And a single to right. The second hit today for Wincher. So Wincher's 2 for 2. Pair of multi-hit games in this series, and that brings up Park. Gabby struck out looking in the second. We mentioned one of the team's hottest hitters, a 5-game hitting streak. A walk-off single in Game 1 as she talks with Coach Conlon for a moment. See what the strategy is. Hoya is a hit in every inning. Problem is, they've spread them all out, and they're 0 for 6 with runners on base. St. John's has done a lot of damage with 2 outs. They lead 3-0. Gabby Park trying to keep the inning alive. The infield in at the corners. Maybe a little bit in as well up the middle. Park takes a changeup on the outside corner from Serafinko. The sophomore batting .318. Franklin Lakes, New Jersey native. Runner on with 2 outs, trying to keep the inning alive. The 0-1 is low. So fastball to start from Serafinko. Change up that time. Let's see what she does on pitch 3. It's away. Now 2-1. So Park can pick her spot here. A couple strikes to work with. Let's see if she gets one over the plate. Gabby yet to hit a home run this year. Tries to check her swing, cannot. It's 2-2. She does have 5 runs driven in, more of a run score, with 15 runs scored. She had 5 driven in entering the series, drove in a game-winning run on Friday. Her 6th as the fastball just a little bit low. Whitaker behind home plate tried to frame it for Will Yao. Could not, and it's full 3-2. So Winter at first will have the advantage. She'll be off and moving. Ground ball past the first baseman, but foul. Nice at bat by Park. Pitch number 7 coming. The payoff pitch with 2 outs and a runner on is outside for a ball. Now the tying run comes to the plate. Holly Pardini. We'll see if we get a pinch hitter for her. That might be the decision here from Coach Conlon. I think that is the call. Just going to try to get a number on it. Throughout the series, it has been Alvarado Rojas pinch hitting for Pardini. Yep, and Chiaris is going to hit here. Pinch hit in both games for Pardini. Didn't record a hit. Is 0 for 2 in the series. Big spot here for the senior from Lorton, Virginia. 2 on, 2 outs, down 3-0. A ball in the gap. Likely makes this a 1-run game with the speed of Park at first. Now Serafinko struggling to find the strike zone. That is 3 out of the zone in a row. Only 1 walk today and 5 strikeouts. She pitched a lot on Friday. Maybe showing some signs of fatigue as Coach De Polo comes out to have a chat. Georgetown has 2 more series in this conference schedule, 4 in total. It's incredible. We're almost towards the end of the season already. They take on Providence on the road, and they close out the year at home against UConn before the Big East tournament. So 2 outs, 2 on, in a 1-0 count to Alvarado Rojas, the pinch hitter. Now 2-0. Right now, if you're the hitter, you might just be thinking, okay, let's make Serafinko throw a strike. Park at first, Wincher at second. Big cut and miss from Alvarado Rojas, and it's 2-1. Barely any wind on this chilly Sunday afternoon. The 2-1. Now 2-2. Couple low fastballs, tough to catch up to. That's what Serafinko does here, going for her 6th strikeout. A couple across the plate to Alvarado Rojas. The 2-2 toss. One more coming. An important moment midway through this game. A chance to get on the board for Georgetown as Alvarado Rojas able to check, and the count once again is full. Rebhan is on deck. Back-to-back full counts. Good at bats from Park and Alvarado Rojas. As a ball escapes the bullpen for St. John's, they do have a pitcher warming up. Serafinko's payoff pitch. Lifted in the air, in foul territory, and out of play. Back-to-back foul balls at 3-2. If nothing else, Alvarado Rojas, another long at bat. Georgetown is 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position. They're 0 for 6 today with runners on, and now 0 for 7. Serafinko wins the long battle against Alvarado Rojas and gets, for her, that is strikeout number 6. We have played 4. It's 3-0 St. John's. New pitcher in for Georgetown. It is Julia Parker. Parker was really good on Friday. Picked up the win. And she is met by the number 2 hitter, Stouffer. Parker this year, a 4.25 ERA. Only gave up 2 earned runs on Friday in 7 innings pitched. Stouffer at the plate. She is 0 for 2 with a flyout to left and a flyout to right. Now Parker's leaving the count at 1-1. 3-0 St. John's on top. So Wismar's day is done. 3 earned through 4 innings. Really pitched pretty well. It was just 2 big swings. A 2-run homer by Strip Matter in the first. And here's a bunt. Parker picks it up, throws to first, and it is in time. Nicely done. And she gets a speedy Stouffer. Speaking of Serafinko, here she is, a 2-run blast in the first inning. Totorski hit a solo home run in the third, and that accounts for the difference. As Wismer was able to get out of trouble in the fourth, bases loaded with just 1 out. She did not allow a run to keep Georgetown in the game, and now Parker will likely try to take it the rest of the way. Serafinko homered in the first, singled in the third. After a quiet first couple of games, she has come on strong today, both in the circle and at the plate. 0-1 pitch coming from Parker. Lifted to left, near the foul line, and it's caught. As Kozo puts it away, and there's 2 down. Parker, the South Plainfield, New Jersey native. The senior, her career likely coming to a close in the next couple weeks. For Georgetown, never a fun feeling when they're reaching the end, but she's had such a great career for the Hoyas. She struggled against Butler, gave up 8 runs in 4 2/3 innings pitched, but bounced back to give up just 2 in 7 innings on Friday and pick up the win. In fact, and she delivers the 1-0 pitch away. Julia Parker pitched Friday. Kayla Dunn pitched yesterday. Only 4 earned runs and 8 hits allowed through 14 combined innings for those two. It lowered the team's collective ERA from 6.98 to 4.95. Now 2-1. As Parker delivers. Change up to right. Park is in and makes a catch. A quick 1-2-3 for Parker in the top of the 5th. Georgetown just down by 3. Let's see if the bats can wake up in the bottom of the inning when we come back. Juliana Paul will pinch hit for Rebhan. Paul getting her first plate appearance of the series, batting 188, takes the first toss from Serafinko out of the zone. The freshman from West Hampton, New Jersey. Pretty good eye at the plate. Despite batting 188 at 423 OPS. Even 1-1. Top of the order, due up after Paul. If she can reach, this might be the inning where Georgetown makes a comeback down 3-0. Serafinko's been dominant in the circle. She has a 2-run homer that she hit in the top of the first. The big difference, and now is up 1-2 against Pull. Infield in at the corners for Paul. Looking to start the inning with a base hit. The 1-2 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. Number 7 for Serafinko, and now we're at the top of the order. Might be the last chance for the top to get up today. Claire Turner to lead it, to try to get things going, I should say, with one out. She takes the first pitch away from Serafinko. Turner singled back in the first, struck out of the third. Count is even at 1-1. A fastball zipped in by Serafinko. St. John's 5th place in the Big East, but just 1.5 games out of second. 2-1 from Serafinko. Hoyas trying to climb up the conference ladder, seeking their first conference series win of the year. Have some work to do, down 3-0. Ground ball up the middle, to her left, throwing on the run, Gerard, and she makes the play. What a series for London Gerard. And there's 2 outs, and the number 2 hitter, Stripmatter, is up. Stripmatter also has one of the 4 hits for Georgetown. They've had 1 hit each inning. Good series for Stripmatter. Something to build off of. 2 for 3 and has reached base 4 times in the first 2 games. Now 1 for 2 today. Ahead 1-0 against Serafinko, who's fallen behind. I don't have the number in front of me, but I would say at least 50 to 60% of the hitters over the past couple innings. High fly ball to center. In and making the catch is Tatarski. And the Hoyas go down 1-2-3. To the top of the 6th we go. It's 3-0. St. John's on top. Thank you. Thank you. It's nice of you. Yeah. Huge view sometimes a little bit tricky, but yeah, tight game. That always helps out too. I know. Yeah, that was they threatened. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. We'll see. We'll see what happens here. 5, 6, and 7 up in the inning for St. John's. Mala to lead things off as she takes the changeup for a strike. Parker back on the mound for her second inning of work. Worked a 1-2-3 in the 5th. Had a really good Friday. Now 1-1. Only 2 runs allowed in 7 innings and a perfect 5th inning pitched. Avery Wismer got to start. Actually looked pretty good. Pitched 4 innings, gave up 3 runs, but the big damage was a Stripmatter 2-run homer as a big cut of the changeup comes up with nothing but air. And then a solo home run in the 3rd from Tatarski. That's the difference today. 3 runs on 6 hits, no errors for St. John's. 0 runs on 4 hits and no errors for Georgetown. And the 2-2 coming from Parker is hard hit to center, race out of the inning. That sounded good off the bat. Great jump from Turner to make the play. That brings up Whitaker, who's 0 for 2, but she does have some power. How about Mala today? Before we move on to the next hitter, she doubled in the fourth and put a charge into that one, 100, probably 93 feet. 1-0. Whitaker has struck out twice. A couple long at bats. Now 2-0. A road series against Providence is the next conference opportunity for Georgetown. Now 3-0. Parker out of character sequence, 3 straight out of the zone. See if she comes back at Whitaker. Got to be careful with her power, and it's 3-1. In the top of the 6th inning, Georgetown just 6 outs to work with. Down 3-0, trying to win their first conference series of the season. And Parker catching the outside corner for a strike. They had a little bit of movement on it, and the count is full 3-2. Julia Parker has really found her groove this series. It feels like it could play the rest of the year as a line shot is foul from Whitaker. And you start to think, I think if you're Georgetown, you're like, okay, we still have 2 more series left, but we want to see who's playing well as we approach the conference tournament with the hope of making noise. And really, Georgetown has been playing well over the past week as that one is golfed to the right side, over to her left, and making the play is Rebhand. You start to think, if we want to make a push in the conference tournament, who's pitching well? Who can we send out there to eat up innings? And Julia Parker is one of those players. She has found a groove over the past couple of games against a good lineup. St. John's came into the series second in runs. They're still top 4. Castro is up, ground out, and a single. And now a 1-1 count against Parker. Anytime you maybe tune into a game a little bit late, you're thinking, okay, how are we here? Why are they up 3-0? And to put it simply, 2 home runs. And Georgetown, while they have 4 hits, they have been able to string them together. Parker does here with a 2-1 count and 2 outs. A changeup that's a big swing and a miss from Casto. Now 2-2. Parker doesn't have a strikeout yet. Count is full. Payoff pitch coming with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Parker, her first K. 6 up, 6 down against Julia. To the bottom of inning number 6 we go. It's 3-0 St. John's. See if Georgetown can mount a comeback. We start the bottom of the 6th inning, 3-4-5 due up. Campos, Levitt, Kozo against Serafinko. Here is the opportunity for Georgetown to chip into the lead and running out of time. Just 6 outs to work with. Campos 1 for 9 this series. See if she breaks out here. Fastball over for Serafinko. Infield back, outfield as well. The power hitter, Campos, and her 10 home runs at the plate. Outside, it's 1-1. What a fun matchup this is. Serafinko's got the best of it, one of the better pitchers in the conference. Somebody who's won Pitcher of the Week this year against one of the better power hitters in the conference. And now, an advantage here for Campos, 2-1. Just a sophomore. I mean, you got to be thinking this year she is going to certainly make a push for all conference. And the next 2 seasons, she will be front of mind for that. 2-1 on the outside corner, just inched across, and it's 2-2. Tied for 5th in the Big East. And runs driven in, 6th in home runs. How about one right here? The 2-2. Good pop, it's out of play. The Tucson native against the Chino Hills, California native. 2-2. Did she check? Apparently not, and there's one away. Tough lefty versus lefty matchup. You get the feeling that Campos is going to break out of the next series. One away, bottom 6th. Levitt is up. She's 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. Serafinko starting to really pepper the strike zone. It's 0-1. That changeup's been effective for Serafinko. Not a lot of movement, but she changes speeds well. Fastball changeup. See what she comes back with here. If I have this right, that is 6 straight retired by Serafinko. Oh, 2 to Levitt. Georgetown has put runners on. They're 0 for 7 with runners on base today. They've had some opportunities trying to get a run on the board and then maybe go from there. Big fastball from Serafinko. That is strikeout number 9 as she's starting to cook, and there's 2 outs. Start to think about this lineup next year as Kozo comes up. Turner, a sophomore. Stripmatter, a freshman. Campos, a sophomore. Kozo, freshman. Park, who's had a great series. Sophomore, freshman at the bottom of the order. And Pardini and Rebhan. Great building blocks in this Georgetown team. 1-1 to Kozo. And a lot of other freshmen and sophomores, underclassmen, I should say, on this roster that aren't in the starting lineup that, make those leaps, have a ton of talent. Fastball on the outside corner to Kozo, and it's 1-2. Stripmatter trying to strike out the side. Serafinko trying to strike out the side. Won't there, but makes the catch. Cat-like reflexes to close out the inning. That's nicely done by Serafinko. We head to the top of the 7th, 3-0 St. John's on top. Julia Parker's been really good in relief. 2 scoreless innings. Hasn't allowed a base runner yet. Park racing towards it down the line, and it is a foul ball. Sydney Totarski, her second homer of the year in the 3rd inning. An inside pitch from Wismer. Wasn't a bad pitch. Really caught the inside corner. Good off speed. Totarski read it well and lifted it over the left field fence. Parker's throw is high. It's 1-1. Julia Parker back at it. In the circle, the whip and the throw. And turned foul. Now 1-2. Parker looking for back-to-back strikeouts. Hard ground ball left side, but foul. Totarski really on it today. Even when she's not putting it in play, making hard contact. Still just a 3-run deficit. It's not like it's a blowout. It's a close game. Bouncer to the left. Played on a pair of hops at short, and not in time. Totarski beat out the throw from Levitt. She has good speed. Levitt, maybe you come in on that a little more aggressively. Tough, though, on a ground ball like that. And now a lead-off single for Totarski. Here's Mara. Then the lineup turns over. You may be getting a pinch hitter. Looks like we will. Trying to get a number on who it is. Anise Thompson. First time we've seen her this series, I believe. She scored and drove in a run against Villanova this past week, batting .227. Does have power with 3 homers. Parker pitches away. You just saw Totarski's speed. She's got 5 stolen bases, been caught 1 time over at first. And it's 1-1 on the swing. Gerard on deck. Been probably the MVP of this series. Her and Serafinko. Oh, Gabby Park, too, for Georgetown. If you're picking out 3 stars like hockey, those are probably it. It's 2-1. Also, the starting pitching for Georgetown, especially considering what they've been up against in a good lineup in St. John's, has been impressive. Now 2-2. It's a nice change-up. See what Parker has against Thompson. The pinch hitter stays alive. Anise, a junior from Ventura, California, one of 12 players on this St. John's roster from California who made the trip across country to play in the Big East. Bouncing ball left side. This time it's Levitt a second for 1, but it's off the glove of the second baseman. Rebhand covering and racing over to third is Totarski. We'll have to see how that one is scored. So tough spot here. Gerard up. Runners at the corners. And a meeting on the mound. Coach Conlon comes out to chat. A single led off the inning heard yet if that's, I would think an error. I don't know on who, though. I don't believe we have a scoring yet. So runners to the corners, nobody out. Georgetown trying to stay within shouting distance, down 3-0. And Gerard is at the play. An OPS over 1,000. That's real good. Batting .363 with runners on base. That's real good. And .365 with runners in scoring position. Also real good. The Carlsbad, California native, homered in games 1 and 2 against Parker. Takes the first throw. Throw down to second is into center field. And this is going to make it a 4-0 game. Scampering over to third is Sterling, who was the pinch runner. Totarski scores. And it's 4-0. Going to be an unearned run. So the last scoring, Thompson reached on a fielder's choice. Totarski had advanced to second on a fielding error, as that is high fly ball to left, out of play. A fielding error by the second baseman, Rebhan. So Rebhan got the error on that double play attempt. And that will likely be a throwing error on the catcher, Pardini. So an unearned run for Julia Parker. 0-2 count. And gets a strikeout. Nicely done by Parker. That's not easy to do, and there's one away. All right, so there's this mental thing. When it's a 4-run deficit, you're thinking a grand slam can still tie it. 5-run starts to get imposing. It's 4-0 right now with 1 out. Parker trying to keep it right there. Stouffer's up. Good fastball on the outer corner for Parker. Let's keep Sterling where she's at third. An 0 for 3 day for Stouffer. That's a rarity as she hits a high fly ball to center. This will probably be deep enough to score the run. Turner the grab, throws it in. Not a bad one. It's on target, but a little bit late. And Sterling scores. Have to wait and see which of these are earned and unearned. It is 5-0 with 2 outs. I believe both of the runs that have scored today are unearned in this inning against Parker. Another hit into left for Serafinko. Her fingerprints have been all over this game, whether it's at the plate where she's 2 for 3 with a 2-run homer, or a great performance in the circle. So now Santos is up. Serafinko will come out for a pinch runner. 5-0. Homers in the first and second innings for the Red Storm. That put them up 3-0, and now they scored twice. A pair of unearned runs, I believe, in the top of the 7th. Yes, so both are unearned. And here's Santos. Hard hit, left side, out of play. See if Parker can close it out. If she does, it would be 10 innings pitched with just, if I'm thinking back correctly, 2 earned runs in this series. Runner thinks about going, throw to first is not in time. Pardini. A dart over to first to try to get Slade, the pinch runner. Good effort. Now the 1-1 dips low. Eight hits, 3 of them extra base hits for St. John's. That one turned on but foul. Julia Parker, a strike away from a fantastic weekend. Now a full count with 2 outs. High fly ball to center. It's deep, but not deep enough as the play is made by Turner. Nicely done by Parker. 10 innings pitched this weekend, just 2 earned runs. 5-0 disadvantage. Let's see what Georgetown can do in the bottom of the 7th. Georgetown trying to make a comeback. 6, 7, and 8 due up in the bottom of the 7th inning. As the Hoyas trying to win their first conference series of the season. They have their work cut out. Just 3 outs to work with and 5 runs to score. Wincher, Park, and Pardini. And Wincher takes the first pitch from Serafinko low. Great day for Wincher. A single in the 2nd and the same in the 4th. Just a little bit low from Serafinko. Wincher, 7 multi-hit games this year, 2 in the past week, as her bat heats up towards the end of the year. That time it is a strike. It popped out of the glove of Whitaker. Serafinko, 4 hits allowed. She struck out 9, walked just 1. One of her better outings this year after taking the loss on Friday. Line drive to center, racing over, making the out. She has had an incredible game, the home run, and now the spectacular play in center. 1 out. Here's Gabby Park. She's reached base in every game this series, but a 5-game hitting streak is on the line. A little bit low from Serafinko. Park had the game-winning single in the 7th inning, a walk-off hit. That was a ton of fun on Friday. Great to see Gabby, after making a spectacular catch in right, come up with a big single. Now 2-0. See if Park can start the rally. If she gets to 3-0, I know you're supposed to take the next pitch. I wouldn't mind her taking a swing at it to try to keep that hitting streak going. High strike called. Looked like Will Yao believed it, came back across the plate at the last second. And it's now 2-1. Now 3-1 to Park. Very patient plate appearance. Serafinko's only walked one today. It was actually the player who's batting. And the count is full 3-2. St. John's has only won 1 out of their last 6 games. Still, they're only a game and a half out of second in the Big East. Park stays alive at 3-2. And the Red Storm will be big fans of the Hoyas as the year goes on. In fact, a handful of teams will, as Georgetown takes on UConn to close out the season. We'll see where everybody's at in terms of the standings at that point. St. John still has a shot at first in the conference. Bouncer to the left, picked up at short from Gerard. She's got a cannon, and there are 2 down as Park is retired. And her 5-game hitting streak is in jeopardy. As Pardini is up, I believe we'll get a pinch hitter, though. Kayla Dunn is at the plate, getting a chance to swing the bat. What a performance yesterday on the hill from her. She took the loss, but pitched really well. In fact, she's had a couple performances in a row that have been really good. She takes the first throw from Serafinko at the knees for a strike. A pitcher strike for the pitcher batting. 3 scoreless innings against Butler last weekend. A brilliant performance yesterday. And she's looking good as we get close to the end of the year, but right now she represents a final chance for Georgetown. It's 1-1. Serafinko trying to pick up strikeout number 10. Would be a notch in her belt after hitting the 2-run homer and pitching very well this afternoon. Now 2-1. Good eye from Dunn. You know, when you're a pitcher, you tend to have a good eye at the plate. The Holy Springs, North Carolina native, just a junior. Can't wait to see how she progresses this offseason. That one's a little bit low, and it's 3-1. Rebhan is the scheduled hitter on deck. And 3-1. That was in there for a strike. Dunn trying to sell it, and now it's 3-2. With the 5-run advantage, I'm guessing Strip Matter's going to come right at her with this pitch. Here it is, and Dunn stays alive. Georgetown takes on Towson later on this week, and then they're on the road at Providence in their next Big East matchup. Payoff pitch coming, and it is low for ball 4. So Dunn works the walk. And now there are 2 outs with 1 on, and I believe we'll get a pinch hitter for Rebhan. Let's see. On the road against Towson, up in a really fun community in Maryland, just north of Baltimore on Tuesday. Maybe a chance for some of the Pennsylvania parents to come on down and check that game out. Then a 3-game set against Providence. Jealous of these players to be able to travel out to Providence, Rhode Island. Beautiful community, especially this time of the year. 0-1 is the count. But Rebhan is getting a chance to hit. Gets a piece of it. Right side to the outfield and caught near the foul line. for the final out of the game. So Rebhand puts a charge into it. But St. John's completes the shutout, winning 5-0, and they take the series 2-1. A great Friday for Georgetown as they won on a walk-off hit. They fall in Game 2, 3-1, and today just couldn't get the offense going, and they lose 5-0. We really appreciate you tuning in today. Big thanks to our crew, Art. Fantastic job producing, working the camera, everybody behind the scenes doing a wonderful job, and I appreciate you tuning in as well. The final 5-0 Georgetown falls to St. John's. I'm Ryan Pierce. We'll talk to you next time.